Hey everyone, Glimpse here. Today's an Alhaitham video. We're going to be double crowning him. Yeah, and then I'll probably do some quick showcase, just do my dailies and fight some bosses I've been meaning to fight. But yeah, so overall, definitely been loving this character, been playing him a lot. About to double crown him, because I have him single crowned already. It won't increase his damage like crazy or anything, but I just think it's always kind of fun to showcase when you get a character crowned, just the max potential of their auto attacks or E or Q or whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, so thank you all so much. We just did recently pass 300 subscribers, which was the goal for a bit. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess the new goal's 325 for now. Yeah, so let's see if we can get that. If you did enjoy the video and you like what you see or want to see anything more like this, do consider subscribing. I appreciate it a lot. And yeah, so just let me know anything you want to know or any questions you have in the comments below. But yeah, let's get right into this. So I basically have everything ready here. I just got to get this leveled up. I just did the boss fight for this because the day reset about 55 minutes ago. It is currently 1:55 a.m. for me. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get this done. 10-10-8. Pretty cool. Right here. 89-174. Once again, I do want to get some more crit damage, but I just haven't really been getting too lucky on the extra crit damage. Overall, I'd say a pretty solid build so far. So you see, it's got Jade Cutter, Gilded, C0, and then 10-10-8. Now, I do understand that for some people the burst will be a better upgrade, but I don't use my burst too often in like almost any of my characters. So yeah, didn't mean to press that, but he's a pretty cool character, really fun to use. Let me really quickly, we're going to try this on Oceanid. Oceanid's kind of a long fight, pretty laid back. I'm not going to be paying too much attention to this fight or anything. Just want to showcase the damage a bit. I actually haven't tried this fight with Oceanid, so let's see how this goes. I've currently been kind of in the process of building Mona as well as Tainari. I've just been going back and forth with the boss fights and everything. Let's get some stamina. Okay, there you go. But yeah, so I've had a lot of fun playing this character, Alhaitham. I feel like I think he's at Friendship 5 I've gone to. Could be wrong about that, but the goal is obviously going to be Friendship 10. We'll get there eventually, sooner or later. But yeah, let's just see how well this does as a double crown character here. We'll do this boss fight and then we'll go do some commissions and pretty much wrap it up. Oh, it's just one right now? Okay, that's fine. I don't know, I haven't done this fight in a while. Oh, what? I didn't need that setup. That was fine. He's kind of insane, to be honest. Wow, he's a really good pick for this fight. Okay. Okay, let's see. Platform's starting to sink. Okay, now I am curious to see how well he does when we start getting some more of just the hydro, what are they called? Illusions, I think? Hydro illusions? But yeah, I mean, I haven't messed with him, like, an insane amount, but honestly, what I've seen, he's kind of insane. Okay, so we'll just go... He's really good for this fight, wow. I've been using Wander for like the most recent times that I've had to do this, but wow, Alhaitham's a really good pick here. Okay, let's get this set up here, because I know that these are the ones that people dislike. Let's see if we can... No, I don't. Okay. This might kind of... Oh, never mind. Wow, okay. I'll be real with you, I didn't expect this to go this smoothly. I was kind of just hoping we wouldn't get the birds, and because I thought that'd be difficult, but I guess not. It seems like even though he's not really like, I guess, an AoE oriented character, I feel like he definitely has very solid AoE with the mirror things that spin around him. And like that attack from the sky really helps him out as well. Okay, let's try this one more time. So we got the setup here. Mahida. Really? They gave us the flying ones again. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that really wasn't a problem then. Okay, I mean, that's just a longer fight in general. I was just kind of curious to see how it would go. Okay, I guess we'll save it. Yeah, I didn't really expect that to go that smoothly. Okay, well that was pretty cool actually. There you go, you saw that there. Yeah, let me show you his damage real quick on pretty much shield things and everything. Basically anything in the overworld I haven't had any trouble with. I have done some boss fights and everything with like Dendro Res or just some boss fights in general that would normally take longer, and it seems like it does get kind of annoying. But for the most part, I feel like he can basically handle anything. I mean, I know this character's gone, but if he ever comes back like for his rerun soon, I do 100% recommend this character if you like the design and everything. Like, it's kind of crazy. This slightly feels like my world level's like lowered or something, but oh my gosh. Because it's just like, it's crazy just to see the numbers just like shred down like that. And I'll be real with you, this isn't even like the best possible... This isn't even like the best possibly built Alhaitham. Some of my artifacts could definitely use some work. I 100% feel like this is an attainable goal if you put some investment into it. And this is like a very easy to reach spot for Alhaitham. Now to be fair, I'm using Nahida and Raiden and Zhongli. But like, okay, Zhongli isn't impacting too much. He's got a 20% elemental res decrease, which is also very nice, so don't get me wrong about that. But it's like, Raiden can very easily pretty much be replaced by like almost any Electro character. And then, let's see. And then Nahida, you can 100% replace her with Dendro MC and it'd work perfectly fine. I mean, of course it's going to be worse and you're not going to have like as good coverage for all these, for like multiple enemies and everything. But it's just, I don't know, I just feel like he is very free to play friendly. And like, I have a friend that also has Alhaitham, doesn't have Jade Cutter or a signature. So they literally just run the event weapon, this one right here, which I'm sure you've seen. And it works perfectly fine. It's like, he's very free to play friendly. Let's see, you can also use this weapon pretty well. Pretty much like any weapon with crit is going to be fine. Any weapon with EM basically is going to be fine. That weapon looks pretty sick on him, actually. I mean, the colors don't match at all, but I don't really think you want to focus too much on attack. Basically, just go for anything with like EM or crit, and you'll probably be fine. Just go EM, crit, and then build him most likely with Gilded, as long as you have someone else on your team with Deepwood. If you have someone else on your team with Deepwood, 100% just build him with Gilded. Otherwise, build him with this artifact set right here that I have on my Nahida. But it's really nice though because you can farm both of these at the same time. Let me just show you my artifacts real quick. This is pretty solid, like 30 CV, not terrible. This one's also solid. The other two stats are kind of dead. This one, 1,000,000% could use some work. Like this is a very mid piece, you know. But Sans I always have the worst luck with. This one I got pretty lucky on, just because like Dendro damage, no one really has that many Dendro cups out, so I'd say pretty solid. And yeah, this one went fairly well as well. I mean, like, the only thing that could have been different here is getting some EM or something, but I'm fine with this. And yeah, and like, this is a C0 build and everything, and it's kind of crazy, especially, like, just in general, I feel like in the overworld, he works very well in the overworld. And I know that, like, people say, oh, the overworld's easy, you can kill whatever you want in the overworld. And I mean, yes, that 100% is true, but I just feel like having a character that actually works well with, like, just their E or their auto attacks or anything like that is a very important quality of life thing. It's just a quality of like life aspect that most people don't really think about. Because like that's why I like playing Child and Wander so much and everything. Like I as much as I love playing Ito, I almost never play him in the overworld. And it's not because that like he can't be used in the overworld. It's just there's better options because like most of his damage comes from his burst, and then like his auto attacks outside of his burst are kind of mid, even with his signature weapon. And it's like there's just better options, you know, like go for characters that are more overworld oriented. And I already did this boss fight, but the video is pretty short, so I'm gonna just do this one more time while talking over it. Yeah, I just feel like it's really refreshing to have characters that don't rely on their burst, which I feel so many like DPS and hyper characters. I mean, the term hyper carry is kind of thrown around a lot recently. I don't actually think Alhaitham's like. Actually, that's a tricky one. I mean, there's no like strict definition. It's kind of just personal preference. I would probably say if you want to count like Ayaka as a hyper carry, then I'd say you can count Alhaitham as a hyper carry. But I do think he's slightly too like team reliant a lot. Let's see. Let me just do this like, oh, I completely missed that. Let me just see how well he does without team buffs at all. I'll like just use Zhongli's shield and then see how well that goes. Unless like I'm just poorly. But okay, okay. Thinking about it, I'd say for the most part, you do. No, I wouldn't say he's a hyper carry. I think like Ito, Xiao, that type of character is a hyper carry. But I feel like Alhaitham does rely a bit too much on his teammates. Like you can do solo Alhaitham, but I feel like you just lose a lot of damage without aggravate, without another character just doing proccing deep wood. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal to be honest. I was just a fun little thing to think of. But like, yeah, like Ito, C2 Raiden, Zhao. That type of thing is a hyper carry. But then there's characters like Child, which are more like, oh shoot, I almost did that out of habit. And there's characters like Child, which are more so like enablers. I still play them as hyper carry. Same thing with Sino, where Sino's almost like an enabler for Quick Bloom. But I mostly just like playing him as a DPS character. Because, I don't know, I don't really see... okay, I don't always see the most fun parts of Dendro. Not Dendro, just of Dendro. Why do I keep saying Dendro? Oh shoot, I didn't even pay attention to them. Of just drivers in general. I just feel like... yeah. Okay, when I don't have my things ready, I can't really hit them. I'll just... I don't really want to waste my E on that, so yeah, okay, that's fine. Well, yeah, you pretty much see that he works fine without the team here. He's doing enough damage to where he doesn't need aggravate, he doesn't need spread, he doesn't need quicken, any of these like just electro dendro reactions. But yeah, you 100% can play him in like a Bloom team and everything. I was messing around a bit with my friends Nilo, and then we did just like Nilo, Nahida, Kokomi, Alhaitham. It worked very well. But yeah, so I think this is pretty solid damage for double crown and everything. Like this 100% does more. He 100% does more damage than some of my other characters that are built better than him, and with more investment. I mean, just being Dendro in general kind of gives you a very high damage floor. It's like damage floor is just like how little investment you can. Okay, so let's say like a character like Child, right? Where a character like Child, I feel like if you want to build him kind of as a hyper carry, he has a very low damage floor where just him by himself is not going to do too much damage alone. And then Alhaitham, where like him by himself, if you give him like small investment and don't invest crazily into him, he can actually have pretty high damage. And then like, but I also feel like Child teams can definitely have a higher damage ceiling, which is just the max amount of damage you can do with like max investment, the max weapon, and everything like that. Alhaitham, I'm pretty sure, has a lower damage ceiling than Child and like that type of character. Now I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. And then I also just feel like Alhaitham is 100% more free-to-play friendly. Like Child got a huge buff from his weapon. Now, to be honest, I do have this weapon on him, but anytime I see people playing with like just the event weapon or things like this, it works just as well. So like here's my build here. EM 317. So this is just how my team kind of works out. I'm sure a lot of you understand this, but I'll just make this simple real quick for if you have any questions. I use Zhongli for shield because I feel like you kind of, if you get knocked around and stuff, you lose a lot of time, and you also, like, okay, so his time is very precious with his stacks because each stack lasts about 4 seconds. So if you're kind of getting like knocked around and everything, you're losing a lot of time that you could be doing damage with that. So resistance to interruption is something that I value a lot. I know a lot of people don't really see the importance of it, or they just like to dodge and stuff. But like people also forget that when you're dodging, you're taking time and you're repositioning, and it's just things like that. So I mean, you could make an argument either way, but personally, I like resistance to interruption, which is why I use Zhongli on a lot of teams. It's just easier to kind of chill, talk in videos and everything. It's nice. And then I use Raiden because whenever I use Nahida E to get everyone, then Electra also hits it, and then I can just go through with Dendro and then proc all the spread and everything. So, pretty cool stuff. I just feel like all these work together. She's pretty cool. I don't have her built at all for like a... I don't have her built at all for a Dendro comp. I just use her strictly for application. Like, I don't worry about her damage or anything. She's just strictly there for the Electro application that she provides with Nahida here. And Nahida, I do need to upgrade this one right here. Yeah. I need to get this up so she does give more elemental mastery and everything. But, yeah, once you get to, like, over 1,000 EM, she can basically give you 250 EM to your characters when she's in burst. As you can see here, I wasn't even really using burst, But when you use her burst and everything, this elemental mastery. Imagine, okay, so imagine this with 250 more EM, and then pretty much any other buffs and everything from like um, all the extra EM from Gilded right here. So when you trigger an elemental reaction, the character equipping this will obtain buffs. Like when you trigger an elemental reaction here, you either get more attack or EM based on this, just depending on what team you're running. But like, oh, and you also get more EM strictly from Dendro Res right here. Let me show you that. What is it, 50 EM? Yeah, okay, so Elemental Mastery increased by 50. So, let's see. Then after triggering a reaction, you get 30, so that's like an extra 80 EM once you start triggering reactions. So like the EM just really stacks up pretty nicely. What's this? After triggering Aggravate, Spread, Hyper Bloom, or Burgeon reactions, all 20% EM for 6 seconds. Okay, so then look at that. There's 80 and then that's an extra 20. So that's like 100 EM you get just from the Dendro Res, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up though. It's just I just wanted to come on here talk about Alhaitham, talk about the way I like to play him, the way I think about him as a character and everything. And I just think that he's a really sick looking character. I think that he's really fun to play. I 100% would recommend building him if you have him and we're kind of on the fence, or do you think he's worth the resources? If you don't have the damage, or if you're just like already, or if you're just looking for something to kind of throw resources into just for the fun of it, I 100% recommend him. I yeah, I can't really say much else to that. I just think he's a really fun character. And yeah, pretty much can't say what hasn't already been said by a million other content creators. But yeah, if you did make it to the end, I really appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, pretty much if you did enjoy the video, consider subscribing. And thank you all so much. Hopefully we'll get to 400 eventually. We just passed 300, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. There you go. So thank you all so much, and hope you all have a good day. See ya.